Alright everyone, welcome back. So, the news we were all trying to avoid finally hit. GTA 6 has officially been delayed to November 2026. Originally, the release was set for the 26th of May 2026, but now the new launch date is the 19th of November 2026. So that's roughly an extra 6 months of waiting. To be precise, we have 377 days left until GTA 6.
But I want it now!
And of course, as soon as this announcement went public, Take-Two Interactive stock dropped hard. Investors panicked, fans blew up in frustration, and the entire community went into chaos, all because of one official delay announcement. But hold on, don't close the video yet, because what's happening is way bigger than just a delay. That part is only the surface. Right now, Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive offices are being swarmed. And no, it's not angry fans like us outside screaming about wanting the game sooner. It's something way more shocking. It's Rockstar's own former employees, people who were recently fired, and they're not there to just talk. So what exactly is going on here? Sit back, get comfortable, hit that like button, and drop a comment with what you think about the GTA 6 delay. Trust me, today's story is wild. Let's start with the headline everyone is talking about. The delay of GTA 6 has completely taken over the internet, and honestly, not just the internet, the whole world is reacting. The official McDonald's account is making jokes about the delay. The Guinness World Records page is hinting that GTA 6 might soon hold the record for the longest development of a video game in history. Lego Batman posted that his trip to Miami has been postponed, and the Cyberpunk 2077 devs, they actually reposted their 2020 statement where they said no more delays. And we all remember exactly how that turned out. The irony is insane. So yes, the GTA 6 delay is the main story right now. And here is the official statement from Rockstar Games. Hi everyone. Grand Theft Auto 6 will now release on Thursday, the 19th of November 2026. We are sorry for adding additional time to what we realize has been a long wait, but these extra months will allow us to finish the game with the level of polish you have come to expect and deserve. We want to thank you again for your patience and support. While the wait is a little longer, we are incredibly excited for players to experience the sprawling state of Leonida and a return to modern-day Vice City. Sincerely, Rockstar Games. I know exactly what you're feeling right now. Shock, frustration, maybe even straight up anger. And honestly, that reaction makes sense. None of us were expecting this. Nobody was prepared. Rockstar is telling us the delay is for final polishing, optimization, and quality so that the game launches at the level we all expect. And look, on paper, that sounds reasonable. We don't want another broken AAA launch full of bugs and crashes. We want GTA 6 to hit hard and clean. But here's the thing, that explanation does not explain why there are crowds of people with banners and smoke flares outside Rockstar and Take-Two offices. Because those people aren't fans. They're Rockstar developers, or rather former developers. And this is where things get really interesting. Before we continue, answer one question in the comments seriously. I read all of them. Would you prefer GTA 6 releases in spring 2026 but with bad optimization, bugs, crashes, FPS drops, and constant patch updates? Or option B, GTA 6 launches in November 2026 but runs smoothly on day one, stable, polished, and ready? Which one do you choose? Let me know. Now back to the situation at the Rockstar offices. Recently, Rockstar fired around 40 employees. Officially, the company claims they were dismissed for leaking confidential information about GTA 6. That is a massive accusation, firing your own people and accusing them of leaking the most anticipated and most expensive video game in history? That's no small thing. However, according to the fired employees, that's not the real story. They say they were let go because they were trying to form a workers' union. And that is why they're outside now. So, let's break down what a union actually is, for those who aren't familiar. A union is basically a group of workers who team up to protect themselves from massive corporations that care only about profit. Companies that will easily sacrifice the mental and physical health of their employees just to squeeze out a little more money. The idea behind unions is to defend the people who actually build the products, write the code, create the art workers, not executives. And unions aren't some niche thing, they exist in almost every industry. Think of it as a safety net to ensure that companies don't push their people past the breaking point. So then the question becomes, why would Rockstar Games fire employees who simply wanted to join or work with a union? Especially when Rockstar has been publicly fighting against its own reputation of brutal crunch culture ever since the release of Red Dead Redemption 2 Inches 2018. Remember, they literally removed one of the company's founders because he was accused of promoting extreme overtime, people working 16, 17-hour days to finish the game. So how does a studio that has spent years trying to fix its workplace culture suddenly become the villain again? A studio that claimed to value its workers now supposedly throwing them out like they mean nothing? Something here doesn't add up. And the situation gets even stranger when you consider how Rockstar handled the firings. They didn't quietly let these employees go. No, Rockstar publicly stated that these people were fired for leaking confidential company information, possibly even information about GTA 6 itself. But think about it, 40 employees? Are we really supposed to believe they were all conspiring together to leak internal data? That they formed some kind of coordinated insider group to sabotage GTA 6 and the company? It just doesn't make sense. This has never happened in the studio's history. And then out of nowhere, an anonymous Rockstar employee comes forward with a full statement. Now, normally, you'd be right to ask, why trust this person? Couldn't any troll make up a story online? But here's the part that matters. This user's identity was verified by moderators of GTA forums, which means they provided proof of employment behind the scenes. The only reason they're anonymous publicly is to avoid being sued by Rockstar. What they wrote is their side, the side of the employees. And here it is. Hey everyone, Rockstar employee of many years here. Understandably, I want to remain anonymous due to retaliation from the company, but I may be willing to verify I'm an employee. I am also a member of the union. I've been reading a lot of the discussion on here and elsewhere about the firing of more than 34 of my colleagues last week, 31 inches the UK plus 3 inches Canada, and have seen a lot of disinformation and lies that are really concerning. Particularly concerning how so many folk are willing to believe the company's excuses. Last week, my colleagues who were in the studio were each individually messaged by HR for a short friendly meeting under the friendly guise of, "Hey, are you free for a quick chat?" Upon attending this meeting, they were handed an envelope with a short letter stating that their employment had been terminated for gross misconduct regarding posts made in Discord. They failed to provide any evidence when asked, nor was any stated in the letter, and did not divulge any other information or reasoning, and no other reason. They refused their right to union representation in the disciplinary meeting, which is against UK employment law, and were frog-marched out of the studio with the meeting lasting less than 5 minutes. For colleagues who were not in the studio that day, they received a phone call from HR that lasted less than 2 minutes, telling them they were fired and that they received the same letter as above. I am aware of one employee who had a panic attack at this moment, and HR hung up on them during this panic attack, not caring at all about their well-being. These colleagues of mine were hard workers who have spent many years at our times in critical roles. With colleagues who have been at our times for more than 18 years, and none of them have ever had a disciplinary in that time. They are not easily replaced and will certainly affect us in making our project deadlines. These are very senior artists, animators, QA testers, designers, programmers, and producers, including leads. All super talented people who are proud of their work over multiple R Times titles, and all they wanted was the best for R Times and their fellow colleagues. Some of these members were off sick, recovering from surgery or on paternity leave, fired without pay, losing their careers and putting them into hardship in the lead up to Christmas, and even potentially losing their visas to work in the UK. Let me make this clear. I never saw any discussion, leaking of Rockstar projects in the union Discord. The only ever discussion was around unionization efforts and the working conditions at R**. The Discord wasn't public. It was a private Discord group that only contained R Times employees and the IWGB union officials. Now, I want to pause for a moment here because this situation isn't as simple as Rockstar bad or developers good. The truth is not entirely on the side of the fired employees, and it's not fully on Rockstar's side either. The real story sits somewhere in the middle. The employees did create a private Discord server where they discussed internal studio matters. And yes, they did invite union representatives into that server, which means those outsiders had access to comments and discussions related to GTA 6 and to internal workplace concerns. But here's the problem. Union negotiations don't happen on Discord. If you want to start union proceedings, you go through official channels, documentation, legal filings, formal meetings, a whole bureaucratic process, not a casual private chat group. So from Rockstar's perspective, this could indeed be seen as a breach of confidentiality. Everything about GTA 6 and the internal structure of Rockstar is supposed to be under absolute lock and key. No outsiders, no leaks, no exceptions. And I don't think Rockstar originally intended to fire everyone involved. They likely wanted to remove a few key people. But once the situation was discovered, the company panicked, and instead of investigating, they simply removed everyone who had access to that Discord channel. Even people who had worked there for 10, 15, 18 years, senior leads, key animators, designers, programmers, people who were not just replaceable workers, but essential team members. They were all gone in seconds. And now we hit the bigger question. How does this affect GTA 6? Because if this escalates into a full legal conflict, this could go all the way up to the European Court of Human Rights. And Rockstar and Take-Two absolutely do not want that fight. The EU does not play around when it comes to workers' rights. And remember who we're talking about here, the European Union. The same people who literally mandated that bottle caps must be physically attached to bottles, these people do not play around. They don't back down, they don't compromise ever. If the courts rule that Rockstar mistreated employees, then remaining developers would be legally allowed to strike. Think back to Hollywood just a year ago when actors and writers walked out and the entire film industry froze. Production stopped overnight. The same thing could happen here in the worst possible scenario. If Rockstar is proven wrong, the GTA 6 dev team could legally refuse to work and they'd have full legal protection. But now comes the detail that really makes this whole thing confusing. Rockstar claims these employees leaked internal GTA 6 information. Okay, but where is it? Where are the leaks? Where are the files? Where is the new footage? Where is the new internal data? I track this stuff every day and nothing new has appeared. Not a single fresh leak, not even a whisper. And as we all know, the Streisand effect means that once something hits the internet, it never disappears. The web remembers everything, always. So how did 40 people supposedly leak data that no one has ever seen? That's the part that simply doesn't line up. And look, I'm a fan just like you. I'm waiting for GTA 6 with crazy excitement. But I understand Rockstar as a studio, they never rush, they don't release unfinished products. When Rockstar puts time into a game, that wait always pays off at release. Always. Yeah, waiting sucks. It really does. But we can also use this time. Maybe upgrade your PC. Maybe save up for a new console. Maybe just get ready. Because when GTA 6 finally lands, it will be massive. We hate delays, we hate waiting, we always want the game now. But sometimes perfection needs time. And GTA has never been just a game, it's an experience. When it drops, it will be one of the biggest moments gaming has ever seen. So don't lose hope. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Drop a like if this video helped you understand the situation. Our community is strong and we're going to hype this launch together. When GTA 6 arrives, it's going to create memories we'll talk about for years. I truly believe that. This is just my take on things now. I want to hear yours. Tell me what you think in the comments. This was Jason, as always. See you very soon in the next video. Take care. Bye for now.